I was in the Army, and when I got out I was corporal. And then I went back as a contractor for the Department of the Army. My original purpose was definitely get involved, serve my country, and then pursue it from that point forward. I personally had been deployed to Iraq for just about a year, and having gone back to Europe, I was having trouble sleeping, and having some issues just adjusting back to this, different lifestyle after having been shot at, nearly blown to pieces, so many times, to this, now I can just go down the road and get a pizza. And one of my officers recommended I go see a psychiatrist. Within 10 minutes it was, so you're probably bipolar, most likely ADD, and PTSD.
Les effets manifestes du stress au combat ont été mentionnés par d'anciens auteurs comme Homère et Hérodote. En français, on l'a associé au mal du pays. Les Allemands l'appelaient Heimweh. En Espagne, c'était Estar roto. Mais qu'importe les termes, les armées au fil des siècles ont reconnu que parfois, les horreurs de la guerre peuvent excéder l'endurance des soldats. C'était considéré comme une réaction nerveuse et un aspect du combat. Mais aujourd'hui, les psychiatres désignent cela comme une dysfonction cérébrale, qui a vu le jour en 1980 sous le nom de syndrome ou trouble de stress post-traumatique, SSPT.
This war isn't any different than any other than guys coming back with shell shock, battle fatigue or combat fatigue. And now they're calling it post-traumatic stress disorder. It's been around forever.
Et comme leurs autres troubles, ça n'a pas été découvert par le biais d'analyses scientifiques. Des psychiatres ont fait pression pour que ce soit inclus dans le manuel diagnostique et statistique de la psychiatrie, et cela a été approuvé par vote. Littéralement, par un vote. Aujourd'hui, c'est le diagnostic le plus populaire auprès de la psychiatrie militaire, et il s'est vite répandu dans le monde civil.
The goal is to combat post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD.
Helping veterans with PTSD.
A soldier's post-traumatic stress disorder.
I was diagnosed with PTSD.
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 How many times do you hear PTSD in the media now? People really don't understand it, I don't think, and we're just trying to assign a label to people, our soldiers and sailors that are coming back from these very horrific events that they're being witness to.
People who suffer from post-traumatic stress are reacting to a traumatic event in a normal fashion. What we believe is that the military is treating veterans in particular with post-traumatic stress as though they have a mental illness. We don't believe they have a mental illness. We believe that they're wounded and what they need is healing.
And PTSD psychiatry has created a disease. They speak of it as a disease just as they speak of generalized anxiety disorder and clinical depression as diseases, but none of them are actual diseases.
If someone shows up in my practice and they say a psychiatrist or other doctors diagnosed me with post-traumatic stress disorder, I would actually ask the patient, well, okay, what tests were done to establish that diagnosis? And they'll think about it and they'll realize that nothing was done. They just got the opinion of whoever the practitioner was.
Certainly there is stress that goes along with combat. When you put a soldier into an environment where he's not getting sleep, he's being shot at, friends around him are getting hurt or dying, that's going to cause some bad side effects. Sure, those phenomena exist, but that doesn't then equate to, well, let's drug him.
Les horreurs du stress au combat sont tout à fait réelles. Mais de là à inventer une dysfonction cérébrale pour vous convaincre d'accepter leur soi-disant traitement? Et cependant, la psychiatrie continue d'élargir sa définition pour englober de plus en plus de gens.
What qualifies for PTSD has recently been downgraded, but they have directives that come out that say, well, now we're going to suggest that everybody who's, been in a war zone could possibly, maybe, and so with that, anybody qualifies.
What I saw with the new privates coming in is they were just out of basic training and they were given psych drugs for PTSD, for being in basic training for 9 weeks.
I was diagnosed with PTSD because I came back and I was a little jittery, and it's just, I guess they said that I had PTSD from that, when it was just I was still kind of trying to assimilate back into the scene of not being in combat, of not being over.
The determination that I had PTSD was almost made before I even walked into the office.
They told me that it was clear that I had post-traumatic stress disorder and that I needed medication to fix it.
Nearly every soldier in my company was diagnosed with PTSD. Nearly every soldier.
Il y a 175 différentes combinaisons de symptômes qu'un psychiatre peut utiliser pour vous diagnostiquer comme SSPT. Il n'est donc pas surprenant que 37% des anciens combattants récents sont traités pour le SSPT. Une fois qu'ils sont diagnostiqués, 80% d'entre eux recevront des psychotropes. 89% de ces anciens combattants drogués seront sous antidépresseurs et 34% prennent des antipsychotiques. En dépit du fait qu'une étude sur une classe d'antipsychotiques connue est arrivée à la conclusion que ces antipsychotiques ne marchent pas.
Just because a medication can be widely prescribed doesn't mean necessarily that it's really helpful overall for the symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder.
Si les psychiatres se donnaient la peine de faire des examens médicaux standards, peut-être trouverait-il un véritable problème physique. Quelque chose qu'ils pourraient étiqueter SSPT, mais qui serait une anomalie physique vérifiable avec un scanner du cerveau. Il y a ce qu'on appelle un traumatisme crânien. On estime que 320 000 soldats en ont souffert.
Traumatic brain injury is an injury to the brain itself, either caused by a concussive blast or a closed head wound. There's some difficulty determining between traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress because the symptoms tend to mirror each other. Inability to focus, short-term memory loss, difficulty with rage or anger.
You're talking about a physical injury, an actual brain injury, as opposed to a mental health, a condition. You know, it's the two absolutely, totally separate things.
I'm handling a Gulf vet who's got traumatic brain injuries. He's labelled with PTSD, and he's got a lump of shrapnel in his head. You know? So, hang on, you don't get lumps of shrapnel flying into your head and embedding in your skull do not leave you with no effect on the brain. The brain's going to take a real hammering from that sort of thing.
Bien sûr, la plupart des psychiatres ne vont pas détecter un traumatisme crânien parce qu'ils ne font pas d'examen. Au contraire, tandis que le véritable problème empire, ils le masquent avec des psychotropes, ce qui risque de faire empirer les choses de beaucoup.